YouTube? Welcome to episode number 15 after obviously the disaster of episode 14. And well, we have a new stadium on the horizon. The board's been talking about it. They've actually finally put the plans in place as well. 37.5 mil loan to secure a 21,000 seater stadium, grass facilities, undersoil heating, no roof, which I actually prefer. And we obviously got an 8.25 mil worth of additional funding as well. We did, however, before the board did that, set us a budget of 3.25 million. We will talk about what we may do next season. I don't know yet. I think importantly, we may need a centre back considering what's going on. But yeah, look, a few of the guys are joining soon, but I think the two we need to talk about is in 6 months' time we get Wayne Shackleton, who does look very good mentally to be a footballer and technically is okay and say physically, but it's all about this guy. Patrick in 6 months will be here, and with Patrick being here in 6 months, I'm telling you right now, a midfield of Baden, Yeppie and Patrick could be the midfield that sees us go that one step further than last year. This guy sitting in the hole doing exactly what needs to be done is definitely an option. And I'm loving the look of him, and he looks fantastic. I thought we'd mention that too. But yeah, look, 3.25 million to spend. We've also got money coming in to build a stadium, which is nice. If we look at the finances here, we're still apparently, I've just seen a day, but I don't think it's come straight out of there. No, it hasn't. So it's come out of like the board's budget or whatever. So as you can see, it's like we've got, 50% of income this month and 38's gone out. And that's not factored into our overall balance, I don't think. So yeah, people accepting their fine. Stefan is obviously still out with that broken leg. And 4 to 6 months, the season starts again in a couple. So at least he may be back for some period of the first half of the season next year. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, we will be back to recap signings, people signing in that we've already signed in. We may get into some scouting this season, even though we didn't scout really last season. And we may just have a look at the squad and see exactly what we need. But we've got some money to spend. We've got some money in the balance. More importantly, we've got another year in the second Bundesliga, and we could just grow into that side that does go and get themselves up and beyond into the Bundesliga next season. Is it the plan? I would happily take another finish from 7th up to 1st, but I would like to be in the conversation come the final day. YouTube, it is episode number 15, and it is the 1st of July, so we have some signings coming in, a couple guys that you know, and a couple guys you do not know, and they've all come in because they've turned 18 or were able to move when the window was open. 2 of them I'm really happy with, and 2 of them are just air, and we'll see what goes on. We've got Jacob Anderson, who is a guy I've been chasing for ages. As you can see, he's already 3-star at 18 years of age, and he's got 5-star potential. He's 6'5". That is correct. He is 6'5". More importantly, inside forward, on attack. Yes, please. Thank you very much. I feel like this guy could be the backup winger this season. I know that's pretty harsh on Ella Federitas, who, by the way, has just been capped by Greece and scored on his debut as well. I have nothing against Ella Federitas at all. It's more the fact that I'm like, this kid could be special, and he's 6'5", and I think physically everything but his strength's going to get to 15. Just, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to bring a guy like this in. And I hope and I pray that he really kicks on and does really well, but definitely a player that you want to see, definitely a squad player. And yeah, Felix, just a guy that had some potential and looked alright. I was actually released from one of the German clubs as a youth player, just to get him in, play in the 19s. If he develops great, we can sell him on for profit, even better. If not, so be it. Fran Miller, though, is the one to watch out for. I've needed a left back. I've been training people at left back like Miller Andres. I've been training Martin. Now, Fran Miller, who was transfer listed for 140k from Granora. He also played for Granora in the second division last season as a youngster 3 times at not a bad average rating. Expect to see Fran Miller play. A lot of clubs interested in him. A lot of like La Liga and Liga 2. Was in second division there in Spain, whatever it's called now. And what I like about him is look how good he is mentally for 17. Like 15 decisions, 15 determination, also got bravery, also got great work rate to get up and down. He also can pass the ball with decent vision. He's also got good tackling ability. But what I like is that even though the physicals aren't there now, he's young. They've got to develop. So if we can get that marking positioning up and we can get that pace up, he's got crossing and dribbling of 10. This guy's going to be the guy that just goes zoom for a long time, and I really think that this guy could be one to watch out for. I think that him and Anderson are 2 signings that come in and help this squad improve. Like your last, we did centre back cover. Derek's just got that potential that it could be good. He's going to be in and around the 18-60 Munich squad, but playing under 19 football this season. With the injury to Stefan, his compatriot, the other, what was I going to say? The other USA lad that was our captain, he still is our captain, I should say. He could get more minutes, but I feel like Berger averaging a 7 last year kind of gives him the right of way to start in some games. However, I am scouting. And when I mean scouting, this number was a lot bigger than this. There's 311 people at the minute. We've been scouting anyone that played in an under 20 French Invitational side this year that was between the age of 15 and 18, obviously. Anyone that was 18 or younger at any European side in international football, and anyone from any of the major nations playing under 20, 19, 18 football, we have scouted. And that number was ballooned well out past 500. So scouting a lot of people. And the main reason why we're scouting a lot of people is there's 2 options that I want to do. First one is centre back. I don't want to have Bernard Berger as my starting centre back for 4 months in the league. Because if we start poor, we're just going to be chasing our tails. And I don't want to be in a position where it is that we start poor and we're fighting relegation. I would rather start well and then taper off. A bit like how the middle of last season went. You know, we started well, we're inside, and then we fall away a little bit. We did well to recover and nearly go up, right? Berger's probably a guy that is pretty good to have in and off the bench again. But is he a guy that we need to start? Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully we can find another centre-back. Second one is Max Engel. Now, I've got nothing wrong with Max. He had a great year last season. The year before that, probably leaked a little bit because it was probably the defence. He kept 12 shutouts last season. There's not a reason to get rid of him. I just think that he's not of the level. Well, he's a decent Bundesliga 2 player. Maybe he is. I don't know. I've been looking at keepers, is what I'm trying to say. Main other reason is Joel Muller has just annoyed me to like the point of where, what do I do? If I could sign a keeper that I think could push Max Engel for a first team spot, I may even just loan Muller out for a year. Just let him go play first team football somewhere. That might be not a bad thing. It's just, he's never got past 1 star. Even though he's technically, as a goalkeeper, he's got the 14, 13 at a really young age, which is great. Physically, not the best, you know, mentally horrid. So for me, Joel Muller is one of those guys that I'm like, is he actually ever going to be good enough? I don't know. I feel like loaning him out could be a good thing if we can find a keeper. There's a couple of guys we're looking at on this level, and that's it. We've also got transfer offers here for De Freitas. Everybody wants De Freitas. No one's getting De Freitas. That's as simple as that. He doesn't have a release fee, and I am keeping him. This guy is one of our best players, so he's not leaving. As we got 1.1 mil, 1 mil, and 925k, we probably can negotiate with all these boys, probably. Oh yeah, we can negotiate with all of them. What price would you put on De Freitas? I'm feeling like if I got like 2.5 mil worth of clauses with like a mil and a bit up front, but we got 50% whatever he sold on for, not a problem. Second thing I wouldn't mind doing is because he's not homegrown. You've got to remember that. He's not homegrown. We've got to get him through another 2 seasons. I would love to sell him for that money, but have him on loan for the rest of the season. Because the reason why is that we get another season with him. He only needs 1 more season to become homegrown. And what we then do is then straight away offer a loan deal when he goes back to his parent club. And then we will then have him homegrown, and we got the money that we got the transfer fee for. So I don't think we're going to take any offer unless it is on loan, of a loan back for the season, and then with the intention of then loaning him back in again. So yeah, we're just going to reject the initial all bids for De Freitas because I don't think I'm taking anywhere near a mil. Marvin, we've made ability for. Marvin's obviously gone out the club, so whatever they want to take, sure. And then, yeah, so that's your 1st of July. Some new players coming in. In terms of the club info screen, our best player still is Liam Hossier in terms of potential. I agree. Andre Batten, obviously a fantastic little player too. And then Stefan and Engel definitely doing their thing. I feel for Stefan because he looked really good while he was developing. But yeah, in terms of the system, staying the same. We did maybe think about playing 4-2-3-1. We did think about going into a 4-3-3. Ollie is Ollie, not too bad. And 2 lads left to come in that we have as signed. Well, it was Chen, he's coming in at soon. I just don't think he's ever going to be good enough. Wayne Shackleton's coming in. Look, he could be good, but I don't think he will be great. The one's Patrick. And the big thing with Patrick is that, according to our scouts, he can still improve a lot, but he's declines in his ability. I think you can't read too much into that. He's played 8 times with Botafogo in the 2nd division after they've been relegated and not played well. So I feel like that's a form thing with Patrick. I still think that this guy here, as a ball in the midfielder and defend, in the middle of them, is going to be sensational. Is going to be the guy, right? So just get ready for Patrick to join in 6 months' time and be part of the midfield 3, which is Batin, Yeppy, and Patrick, which is really harsh, on Ollie Christopherson, who is now developed into being a little bit of a physical beast, and I think could be one of the best players here at the club in terms of his development. Well, that's the end of your 1st of July. If you are liking the content, give it a like. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel on YouTube, and we'll be back to recap how the start of the season went and any other of the major signings if they come around as well. And since we're getting off the season preview is, we're still predicted to come 14th, and that is your team in a 4-4-2. I'm going to tell you right now, we will not be playing a 4-4-2 with Viadas in the pole at the back. Welcome back, YouTube. It's the 4th of July, which means that there is more drama to the transfers than us getting into what happened for the start of the season. Main thing is De Freitas. He's wanted interest. He wants to leave because Wolfsburg made a bid for him and they made Champions League. He now wants to leave just to play Champions League football. I don't want to sell him because he is 2 years away from being homegrown, A. Secondly, more importantly, he's very good for us in this division. My only issue is that getting him to become homegrown by selling him is going to be hard because we need to loan him in 2 times. However, the bids haven't been great, but we finally have negotiated a deal that I think is worth talking about. Wolfsburg have come back in for him. We've offered him 700k up front, $1 million over a year, so we're going to get 2 500k injections. And also, if he makes 5 appearances for them at any point throughout his career at Wolfsburg, we get 325k. More importantly, we also get 30% whatever he sells on for. So he sells on for 10 mil, 3 mil. And I actually think the Freitas could go to Wolfsburg and become really good. The beauty one here is I've actually negotiated to get him on loan for the rest of the season. That will put him within a year of becoming homegrown here at 1860 Munich. And then we have to scramble around and hopefully try and extend the loan for 1 more season. If we do that, the Freitas will be 20. We get him in for 1 more season. He becomes homegrown at the football club, which is great. And then at 21, he can go play for Wolfsburg, hopefully develop into a monster and sell for massive money. And we could maybe get him back in later down the say when he's 28, 29 or 30. That's kind of the way we're going to go. I don't want to sell him from the point is that I think there is definitely a possibility he only comes on loan this season. Wolfsburg see him as a good asset. They decide to use him at 20 years of age, 21, and we do not get him homegrown, which would be disappointing to get within a year and then have him not do it. It would be nice to reject this, but I feel like this is too much money for where we are as a football club, knowing that we also get him back for this season, and it puts me within 1 year, 1 loan deal away from getting him over the line. It's annoying, I don't like it, but the Freitas, there you go, my man. We are going to take that deal as well. In terms of the other transfer dramas, not much. We've actually just sold a whole heap of people too. Maloney went out for 150k, nice, just wasn't going to be good enough, and Lopez went out for 12k, and just well-rounded, but never going to be good enough as well. But the big news is, the Freitas, for a guaranteed 1.7 million, potential to be 2 million, plus 30% of the next transfer fee, it's a good bit of business. And even better, he'll be on loan with us for the rest of the season. We're just going to stay live. I've said yes to Wolfsburg, and now everybody's in for him. Hoffenheimer just offered that. I've negotiated a touch more money. They offered 1.4 million 900k, and no other clauses. I've just said 30% of profit, percentage of whatever the next sale is, bit more money, and I've been greedy and asked, can I have them on loan for 2 years? And they've said yes. We are going to be directing the Wolfsburg big. Main reason is, if he goes to Hoffenheim, we get him for 2 years, which means he will become homegrown here at 1860 Munich, which is massive. So we're accepting that offer, right? And don't give ultimatum to anyone else. Eintracht Frankfurt, they made this bid, 2.2 million. Mate, I want 1.5 mil up front, and I want 1.54 mil there. I don't care about that. International, yeah, he's going to play for the USA, so what about we do that? And I don't care about the league goals, really, because I don't think he's going to score that many. I want percentage of profit of 35%, and I want to have him on loan for 2 seasons. And I'm happy to pay his wage, because worth it, right? Wow. Frankfurt have said yes to that. And then Bielefeld we're not even going to bother with here. Right, he's going to become upset here, boys. He's going to become really upset here, lads. But where is he? On the out. Where are you? De Freitas. Where is Wolfsburg? Have to reject it now. With all the money that's come in there, we have to reject it. We've got a scout coming in. Just to recap. We have accepted a 2.8 mil bid, 1.5 mil upfront from Hoffenheim with a 2-year loan deal, which makes him homegrown. And then we've also accepted a 1.5 mil with potential 3.1 mil from Frankfurt, right, with a 2-year loan deal. I reckon Wolfsburg, ladies and gentlemen, are not done with yet. I feel they're going to come in here off about 3.54 mil, and if we can get him for 2 seasons, that is going to be the Freitas, done and dusted. YouTube, it is over. He is going, and it's going to Wolfsburg. I went to the transfer screen, right, for De Freitas, and if you don't know, you can do this. You can offer to clubs, go to targets, and type in the team. And what we did, we typed in Wolfsburg, right, we did that, right, whoops, and you click on their name, obviously, right. For those that don't know how to do this, go to Wolfsburg, click on their name, right. He's the club he's most interested in going to, and they're the club most interested. You then go to details and outliner. I asked for 3.5 mil upfront, and I asked for a percentage of percentage of transfer for 30k, 30%, right? It's all here. And I asked for him to be loaned back for 2 seasons on a 0 fee, and they have said yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he is off and on his way to Wolfsburg. I am going to leave the other 2 offers there. Now, the main reason why I'm going to leave the other 2 offers there is if for whatever reason he wants to go to one of the other 2, they're both 2-year loans. The money does not really care to me so much. It's more the fact that if he says yes to a loan back, it's 2 years and we get him homegrown. It's as simple as that. Bit of a Damo masterclass. There you go. Those haven't seen the meme. Thank you for the meme, boys. The Damo masterclass, and there we are. But, yeah, we'll be all right. We'll see how we go. But that is a very good piece of business. Let's just hope he goes now and he wants to come back on loan. Welcome back, YouTube, to a very bright and sunny day. I mean, just sunlight coming straight in, but it's not a very bright and sunny time here at 1860 Minute. We have had bids and bids and bids and bids and bids, and we've been rejecting a lot. We've been discussing Garcia in multiple clubs. John Muller we're actually selling because we don't need him to be back up anymore. We've got a lot of loan bids, but the main one here, Jeppe Hansen's wanted by the entire world of world football. All right, the entire world of world football. He's wanted. He doesn't want to discuss a new deal because he knows that he's good enough to play at a higher division. We've talked him out of joining Southampton. Only problem is, though, is that, yeah, we can talk him out of that. He has a release fee of only 4.4 million to the clubs in higher divisions. And we've had Dortmund, Bayern have offered for him in previous windows. And Dortmund are now sniffing. And it pains me to say, but how do we not take an offer here? So as you can see, Dortmund right now have come in with a bid, they've negotiated, and I don't want his release fee to be met. Now, the reason why I don't want his minimum release fee to be met is he is 170 days away from being homegrown. If he went away right now, left on a release fee, when we couldn't get him back online because they said, nah, we want to give him a goal in the first team because he's probably good enough, let's be honest, then we lose him and it's game over. Secondly, we lose him like that, all of a sudden it's a big cog in this big system that we play with defensive wing on support that we lose. And like that big cog's gone. It's not that he comes back or anything. Let's just see you later and hopefully we'll loan him back if we do, and if we don't, then so be it. So for me, I'm in a very hard place. What we have to do is do what we have to do, which is, very simply put, take a bid that allows me, right, to get him back on loan. So there was originally a 1.9 mil bid with 2.8 mil in total with clauses from Dortmund. It's 2.8 mil. We get a guaranteed 1.3 mil in 2 years. So 325k every 6 months, which is not too bad. We also only have to pay 80% of the wage, so we save some wage, but he comes back on loan for the rest of the season. We also, however, get 30% whatever the profit he sells on for. So I wanted to get him 50%. I tried it. They said no a couple of times, and Damien kind of was just like, look, we need to get the loan deal more than the percentage of profit of sale for the next bit. So, yeah, that's your bid. So, we've got Jeppe, we've got this bid. This way here, if we accept it, we get a guaranteed 2.8 mil into the club, great. We get a guaranteed 1.3 mil over time, great. But more importantly, he stays, becomes homegrown by the time he leaves. He would have completed his time here. Unlike Baden, we don't need to loan back in after that. He'll be 19 years of age, homegrown here at 1860 Munich. And hey, there is definitely a possibility Dortmund loan him out a couple of times and we go straight in for him. That's fine. But more importantly, if Dortmund let him go in like 5 to 6, 7 years time and he's good enough to play for us, we can get him back. And that's the beauty of the save. So Jeppe Hansen, it pains me to do it. He's one of my favourite. His dad was my favourite SFB, not going to lie. You know, he's been named after his father. Yeppy. Oh boy. His dad rejected every contract ever came in for him. Unfortunately, his son has been deterred and, taken aback. Look, this Hervé Berlin bid scares me because when I reject this, Hervé Berlin are going to come in for 4.4 mil. If I could negotiate with him, I would. Not going to bother. And then the other one's Copenhagen, and I don't think he wants to go to Copenhagen. So, what I'm going to do is just go stupid here. Just going to offer 50%. Loan back to the end of the season. I'll still take 80% here, and I'm just going to ask for 4 mil and 2.5, like something stupid like that. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. 5 mil then, and 50% and end of season loan back. I'll pay 100%. Yeah, no. So that's not going to happen. All right, so we have an offer accepted for Yeppy for Dortmund. I'm going to stall the Hertha Berlin one for as long as possible. And yeah, you know what? No, we're not. We're just going to get rid of... See you, mate. Please, Hertha Berlin, do not come straight back in for 4.4 mil. I'm hoping that what we need him to do is just say yes to this Dortmund bid. He'll be dumb if he doesn't go to Dortmund. He should go to Dortmund over everyone in Germany, bar Bayern. And the only way we don't get him is Bayern come in. That's the risk we run. That's the save. We're going to get plenty of regens. Yep, he ain't going to be the first one or the last one that's going to get, within a year, become homegrown and get bids, and we're going to be in this position. That's the beauty of the save, is just trying to, work around it. They're going to give us this guy, an 18-year-old young striker. No. And yeah, we're also trying to loan Berger out, but he keeps getting bids as well. And Williams is leaving to go to Frankfurt on loan. A lot of the guys now that, by the way, kind of how we're doing it is a lot of the guys that are like not good enough that we sign, like Wayne Shackleton you saw, we're loaning out and then selling for profit, which is not too bad, of course, as well. De Freya's taking ill, that's not good, but it is what it is. All right, look, hope he goes to Dortmund. Next time you see us, guys, he will be on his way to Dortmund, but staying here to become homegrown, and that's an important thing of the save. One of the beauties of it, with the rules, at least we can get him back. At least when he becomes homegrown, we can get him back at any point. But a lot of this save is going to be pain of us selling our best youngsters right as they're about to hit their peak growth levels. Because we need to make him homegrown. And we can't risk losing him and never getting him back ever again. Welcome back, YouTube. It is Yeppy Hansen drama. We've been rejecting bids from everywhere, but none have got this close to the release fee, and Dortmund have obviously got that bid accepted. Bayern have been sniffing for Yeppy for years, and now have come in, and when I read that Bayern made a Yeppy bid, I was like, watch them just bid the 4.4 mil. For whatever reason, they bid 4.1. They just wanted to be cheap for 300k. So what we're going to do, we're going to reject this, but what we are going to do is we're going to offer them straight back to Bayern, but with a loan deal, and because we need him on loan. It's as simple as that. So we rejected it. For those that don't know, you can go to offer to clubs, targets, you add target, you go to other, and you type in FC Bayern, right? And they come up. And you click them, there we are, you click them, you go okay, right? And you go details, and you go 4.1 million, you go percentage of profit, like, just give me 30%, sure, I won't even be greedy. And we loan him back to the end of the season, and we offer him to Bayern and see if they say yes. It's literally the same bid, just that we get a little bit of money after and we get the loan. And if they say no, they say no. If they say yes, even better. Because if they say yes here, then huge. The fact that it's only the 18th, we're getting bids. Garcia keeps getting bids of like 5k, whatever. Oh, here we go. This is problems. 2.2. Well, we can chat with them. That's fine. 3 mil. Installments. 6 months. 2 installments of $1 mil. Like that. Loan back length. I'll pay 80% end of season. 30%. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. You know that we want to do this, right?
Oh, I feel a little bit better today, yes.
Oh boy, here we go. 3.6 mil. Look, I even go percentage of profit on next sale and make it 40%. We got to take that. We get 4.1 mil all up front for Yeppe. We loan him back for the rest of the season, but buy and pay the full fee, and we get 40%. It's better than the Dortmund bid. He wants to go to Bayern. There we go. Oh, well, we've literally dodged the bullet, boys. We've dodged the bullet. Bayern, for whatever reason, cheaped out by 300k. There's my mum who comes and yells in. Hello, mother. Hello, she is. 4.1 mil. Hello to you too. Yeah, you can yell what you want while you're in the same room as me. 4.1 mil for Bayern. For whatever reason, I didn't offer 4.4, right? And look, if they did, we lose Yeppe. And probably not get him back on loan because he's probably good enough to be in around the Bayern squad. Here, though, we get him on loan. We get him back on loan for the rest of the season. We also gain 8k of wage. And we get 4.1 mil that comes into the coffers, which is great. And we get 40% whatever profit he sells on for. So if he sold on for 104 mil, that's 100 mil profit, right? In terms of there, we get 40%, which would be 40 mil, right? For instance. I'm not saying he's a 100 mil player. I think there is a possibility. But yeah, look, I think that is just... Bayern, that's too good. He has a choice now. I'm not going to reject the Dortmund bid because either way we get him on loan, right? The reason why, if I reject the Dortmund bid and it's just Bayern, then Hertha Berlin offer 4.4 mil and offer him 100k a week, he goes to Hertha Berlin, right? At least if it's Dortmund and Bayern, I've got two potential deals where we get him back on loan for 4.1 mil, which are guaranteed. One's just up front, one's over clauses. And if Hertha Berlin do come back in, so be it. I am still waiting for Liverpool, who were interested previously, to come in for a bid. And if they do, I'm going to ask them for about 8 million like I did with Baden, and to loan them back. And hopefully that would be the case as well. As Burnham picks up an injury, we're in absolute shambles for this Dresden game. As you can see, so many people are out. It is not fun. I'll see you guys in a second for more Yeppe Hansen drama. This is just turning into a massive transfer special. Baden has had interest and bids from... Well, interest from Leeds and Mainz, and has had bids from Hertha Berlin, Liverpool, as you can see here, and Monaco. I've been trying to get him with a loan deal. It won't happen. Liverpool won't budge. They want him now. What I have done is I've negotiated a deal where we get 2.2 mil up front. We get 2.2 mil guaranteed over 2 years, 1.1 mil each. And then we get 2.5 mil whenever he plays a game for Romania, which has already been called up to the squad previously, so he will. We also get 50% whatever he sells on for. So if he goes and develops and the Liverpool sell him for like 100 million, we get 50 mil. That's huge. So we get a big percentage. We also can arrange a friendly versus Liverpool at some stage as well, which is good. I don't want to take it because he's obviously unbelievable, right? He's obviously unbelievable. His eligibility's not too far away. But how do I say no? The money's really good. We may not get a better player, but you got to remember, we're not in the Bundesliga. We're in the Bundesliga. I'm telling you right now, we're probably not taking this. The fact that we're not in the Bundesliga makes me think that maybe we can play a lesser player and still get promoted. We've got Yeppe Hansen, we've got Patrick coming in, and you've got Ollie Christiofferson, you've got Hossian, the youngster who's our hot prospect here. You've got players that can play in the role. You've got people that can do a job. You know, Murat's been decent since coming in as well, the youngster. You know, there is people that are good. The second reason why I want to take it is this. Hertha Berlin, he has a release fee of 4.5 mil. They have to take it. We have to accept that. So for me right now, I'm not letting him go to any Bundesliga club because, as you can see, we're getting 6 mil plus 50% profit. A Bundesliga club can come in and make a 4.5 mil bid and he can talk to him. Our beauty is that if we accept his Liverpool bid, he's going to go to Liverpool because it's Liverpool, for goodness sake. And then Monaco's obviously made this bid. So I feel like what we're going to do, it pains me to do it, and I don't think I can really do anything else. But the fact that we can lose him for 4.5 mil at any stage to a Bundesliga club, and there's a couple interested in Hertha Berlin, definitely have money to spend, and considering they have made already a 2 mil bid, 1.8 mil bid, they're going to trigger it. I think taking this Liverpool bid, knowing that he wants to go there, he's desperate to go to Liverpool, is going to financially be great for us right now. It allows me to reinvest in the squad. It's the 18th of August. We might do a big deadline day extravaganza with the money. But more importantly, if he develops and becomes this world-class footballer, which he has the potential to become, whilst in Liverpool's facilities, which he will, he's going to play internationally, so we're going to get the full 7 mil, and more importantly, 50% whatever he sells on for, if he goes for 100 million, and I don't think that's out the realm as a possibility, another, EPL club or, Barcelona or Real Madrid in like 5 years take him, that's 50 million that we get of that. And maybe predicting someone to go for 100 million, maybe but he could go for 60, we get 30. For a club like us, 30 million into the transfer budget's massive, so I don't think that's possible. I don't like it. I hate doing it. I'm going to take it. Now, Saying that though, AS Monaco, where are you? We know how badly you want him. I want 3 mil up front, and I want 2.5 mil, and I want international. After an international appearance of 1 game, I want another 2.5 mil. I want to get greedy with them, and I want 50% whatever he goes on for. I want that to be a big bid. They didn't want to do it. Not a problem. Liverpool have the offer accepted. I am stalling, then rejecting the Hervé Belid one because I want Batten to go to Liverpool. That is pure. Following Liverpool's accepted bid for Batten, you've asked if you would like to loan this player back to the end of the season. Alright, so boys, 0%. We get him back to the end of the season. It puts him a year away. That is a dub. What a dub. What a moment. Liverpool turned around and said, well, do you want him back on loan for a year? Yes, because we can loan him in one more time before his 21st birthday. We can get him homegrown. Oh my God, yeah, accept that straight away. That is easy money. Look, I asked for it, you can ask the streamer live on stream, I asked for it 5 times for them to loan me back for 2 seasons, then a season they said no. And now they're saying yes, for no money. Apparently he's very interested as well. Mr. Batten is very interested in seeing out the remainder of the season with us as well. Wow, Batten in, get promoted, then get Batten in again in the Bundesliga, and we get all this money, and then he goes back to Liverpool as a 21-year-old that plays. Oh my God, the money we could have. Padres developing concerns, I don't care, but that is so huge. That is so huge. Yeah, this guy isn't good enough, but we'll get rid of him. But yeah, that is so huge. What a dub, what a moment. We've accepted that loan bid from Liverpool, and I would imagine that means Batten is well on his way to Liverpool, if that is the case. We've been scouting a lot, as you guys know as well. More scouting stuff there. I wanted to see if he accepts that straight off the bat. I'm guessing that they're going to have a discussion of contract, but Liverpool and us have an agreement that he will come back on loan, which is huge. So we've got the Freitas for the next 2 years, becomes homegrown, and now we're going to have Batten back on loan for a year. We're still going to have to loan him back from Liverpool 1 more season in order for him to become homegrown, but we can do it. And I'm telling you right now, lads, if we can do it, that's huge. It's money in the bank, and yeah, I don't see how that's not a good bid for us as well. We'll just wait to see what happens here on the 19th. I will be recapping results by the end of this episode. And yeah, that is huge for us. I'm over the moon with that. And that is some welcome back, YouTube. We're currently still live here on Twitch. So we're just going to recap episode 15 very quickly here on stream. The main reason why we're recapping, we've got 5.5 million. And we're going to start with Batten. He's officially now got a work permit, interest or work permit being lodged by Liverpool. It is going to be official on the 31st. We're going to get an injection of 2.2 million at a minimum into the transfer budget. That is going to leave us with roughly around 7 million to spend on deadline day. So in the next episode, we're going to do a deadline day special and then a recap of maybe how we've gone in the league. In terms of how it's gone here so far, we've played 4 games in the league. We've won 3, we've lost 1, and the 1 game we lost was probably utterly the most ridiculous game I've ever played on Football Manager. If you see here against Dresden, just prepare to feast your eyes on the XG. 4.83. When I say, I kid you not, and the stream can back me up on this, 4 blocks inside the 6-yard box from we've cut a ball here to here for Tim, for Mitchell, for JS, whatever, and blocked on the goal line. We did not miss a penalty either. We also had 2 goals disallowed for offside. Arguably, both should have stood. They had 2 goals given for offside from VAR. Both should have stood, understood. But it was just more, how much do you have to dominate a game to not win? 29 shots, 14 on target, 56% possession, 4.83 XG. Absolutely killed Dresden to the point of absolute oblivion, and we shit 5. At one stage, I had 4 shots on target for 5 goals. It was utterly a joke, this game here. I could not believe what I was seeing. Important to note as well, we weren't at full strength either. Maybe that's why we copped so many, but I could not believe this, to see anything. We then beat Jans 4-2. I wasn't happy with our defending, so I played the full strength side against some amateur side here called Tusk Hullerton. We won 11-0. We then beat St. Pauli 3-1. This game here was a bit more weird though. We played in the 4-3-3 and could not dominate, save our lives. We actually only had 2 shots on target the whole first half and scored one of them. Very lucky to be at 1-1 because they dominated a large part of that game. We actually switched into the 4-2-4 at half time out of frustration, and we dominated the second period, scored 2 goals and won the game. Jay Hess with a hat-trick. Guy is looking like the GOAT. I cannot get rid of the 1.6 mil release fee because the agent always wants to lock it in, so I can't get him a new deal. It is really annoying. And then we played FCN here whilst going through all the Baden drama. And we dominated, yet again couldn't score. Took us the 89th minute, playing 3 strikers against 10 men to eventually score, and then we won a penalty in the 93rd minute to make it 2-0. Jay Hess with another double. Guy started unbelievably well, playing under as an inside forward or up front. Either way, he's been scoring goals at any position. Yet again, we dominated the game, just not as free-flowing. Anyhow, we digress. We're second in the league. We're the only team not to have won a game. Dresden are top, and to be quite fair, they should have been pumped in the opening day of the season by ourselves. So, a lot of positive to take out of that. I don't think Dresden are going to stay there. That's how they played against me. They're going to get beat by a lot of sides. So, a lot of the other bigger sides like Schalke, who's been relegated again, and a lot of these other clubs are definitely worth their weight and going to beat Dresden. I feel. I don't want to mutter the words promotion. But De Freitas, Baden, both guys are leaving for big money. Jeppe Hansen's of the level, JS is of the level. When Stefan comes back, Garcia's of the level. I'm just going to put it out there that, it's going to be interesting. Like your last one, actually, before I forget as well, we've actually signed a guy called Alexander Freifinson. Look how good he is. He's only ever played for FH. For whatever reason, the game's trying to tell me I cannot play him. I don't know if you can see that. Or maybe you can see it here. He's ineligible because he's played for more than 2 teams in one season. The only thing I can think of is that Iceland had a normal year and then a year where they've started because they usually during Christmas is their off period. I'm allowed to register him in the squad, but I can't play him. It makes me think at some point I can, but yeah, this guy should be allowed to play this Icelandic international and should be challenging for full first team left back spot, and I can't. Anyhow, YouTube, that's going to be the end of this episode. Next episode is going to be deadline day, and we'll, of course, recap some more results as well after that, but could be a massive deadline day. We've been scouting so many players, so many more being scouted. We've got a whole short list of players that we can look at. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to go with a full live deadline day live com, and I am expecting to sign players, anyone really of quality that's more than 3.5 stars is going to be looked at on deadline day.